rock me, mama.
Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Macy.
This is Rock Me Mama.
Rock me, mama.
Rock. What are we? We're talking about. I'm like, well, let's just stop. What are we talking about? We're talking about self-care.
Self-care. This is a topic
You guys requested that we talk about this.
Several of y'all,
yeah,
over the last few months have been requesting self-care.
What do we do for self-care? Which LOL.
What do we do for self-care?
Yeah.
No,
we
really,
both
what
work
do we
out
do
for self-care.
Yeah.
I mean, you work out for your job.
Yeah.
I work out so that I don't absolutely lose my mind and weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah. That's like my one. Chase asked me the other day what we had. I think I told you this, but we had like a big, this was when I broke down to him about like
being unhappy.
Yeah. Like I need some help, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you don't do anything for yourself and you never stop. And he literally goes, when I picture your mind, it's like it's a propeller. Like it's just like going.
Yeah.
And anyways, he was like, I want to implement some sort of a schedule. We're blessed enough that we both work from home and have the hours to be able to do that. But he said, I want to start implementing a schedule that you get like Mondays and Wednesdays to leave the house.
Because if you're not scheduled for it, you're not going to do it.
Nope. And what happened today? It's a Monday and
you didn't do it.
Did not know. And I keep telling him, well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
I saw him walking with the double stroller today. Me and Nick saw him. Was that not you doing anything?
I was at the park with E. He was pushing Y to sleep.
Oh.
But so anyways.
You got to let him take both boys every once in a while.
I know, but.
To see also just because he'll surprise you that he can do it.
Oh yeah, and I know he can. He's done it before, not out of the house, but he's like stayed at the house with him before. But he was like, I want you to start doing things out of the house Mondays and Wednesdays. He was like, even if that's you going and working somewhere, do that. But he was like, I would rather you take the time and like go do something for you. And he was like, I know you don't like to get your nails done, so I know you're not going to go do that. He was like, do you even like know what you would do? And I was like,
well, I think self-care looks different for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
And self-care doesn't necessarily, like, I hate getting my nails done.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it means like pampering.
And like, I hate.
But he just meant like go and like
do something out of the house.
Yeah. But I keep telling him, like, if we're actually doing this, it needs to be 10 to 2 is when I'm gone.
You have to be scheduled.
Because what happened today, I ended up staying at home the entire day and putting him down for a nap every single time. And I mean, it's fine. But anyways, the whole point of me saying that is he was like, what would you even do? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I honestly, like, if I had free time, I would like to go and hang out with Amy and Morg. Like that's literally what my answer was. So it was kind of a like wake up call of like, what would I do for me? Because like working out is my biggest form of self-care, but it also is my career. And so that's a very blurry line. Yeah. If I'm working out not in front of the camera, then that
think
counts.
Like you going and working somewhere is self-care for you.
See, I think so too. Like, that's what I was like, I genuinely love what I do.
And so I think if you went, maybe not even to Dose, maybe if you drove to a farther.
Yeah, somewhere different.
Because also we were talking, like driving is to me very therapeutic. And like I love driving, especially by myself.
Yeah.
I listen to my Audible books or I listen to podcasts or music. And I drive and I mean, today I had a doctor's appointment. I had to get these cysts removed from my head. I had these weird 2 little like bumps on my head that really bothered me. It actually really hurts right now.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's 2 stitches here and 2 stitches here. And my friend Rachel, my dermatologist, who's also one of my really good friends, she was like, let me take them out for you. I'm like, Dr. Pimple Popper. Like basically it's like she cut open and like took out this. It wasn't like that though. It wasn't like green or smelly or anything. It was just like blood and like 2 little cysts. And Anyway, but I drove there. Is that really grossing you out? I
You
watched that by
love
choice.
this stuff.
I watched that by
I
choice.
hate this
You
stuff.
won't watch like Dr. Pimple Popper?
Nope.
You don't
I
like
can't watch Grey's Anatomy without
you don't like really I could watch an autopsy and eat a steak.
Nope.
Wait, but you really can't see like you don't like popping pimples?
Oh, I love yes. I'll pop mine.
What about Chase's?
Nope.
Oh, so just you. See, like if Nick has a pimple and he wants me to pop it, I'm like,
nope.
Oh, I love it.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So Rachel is a dermatologist, and she was like, "Let me just do it. It's fun." She's like, "It's so fun, and it's fun, and you'll get rid of them, and you won't because they just kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
even though you can't see them.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's a drive. It's an hour drive there.
Yeah. She's in Brentwood, right?
She's like Franklin Brentwood.
Okay.
So it's pretty much an hour.
Yeah.
On the highway, it's 45.
Yeah.
Off the highway, it's an hour. And I just love it. I love like, and I work in a studio in Franklin a lot, which is an hour away. And I love the drive.
Yeah.
And to me, because when you drive, you can't be on your phone and you can't be doing 2 million things. You can't be cleaning. You can't be
Yep.
checking Instagram. You can't be doing, things for your kid. You're forced to listen to whatever you're listening to and focus on the road. And to me, that forces me to do things.
You can like zone out.
You can zone. And like, I really feel like driving now that I'm a mom is my self-care.
Yeah.
Because when I am at home, like I'll drop her off at school and I always am booked in the studio now. And sometimes I'm like, God, I'm so tired. Why did I book myself?
Yeah.
Like, why am I in another session?
Yeah.
Well, I can't be home doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'll either clean the house
that's how I
or
am.
work out, or I'll do something where I'm doing 200 things.
Yeah.
And then the day gets away from you and you're like,
Yeah.
I
That's how
never
I am.
laid down.
There's no like, I'm going to sit and watch a movie
No.
or even a TV show.
And I have books, but I read them at night when I'm going to go to bed.
Or you
So-
listen while you do things.
Yeah. And so I always have a book that I'm reading and then an Audible book that I'm listening to. And honestly, the Audible book is more therapeutic for me because I get to drive.
Yeah.
Working out and driving are like the two things that I do for myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't get my hair done. I mean,
Same.
I don't. I
too,
do
so
my
bad.
nails, but like, look how bad they are. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like to get them done. It's
hate it too.
annoying to sit there for me.
I hate it too.
And it's expensive as shit.
yeah.
I don't like really getting massages. Like I like a massage if it's really, really good under crazy circumstances.
Yeah.
If I'm somewhere where a massage is like part of the thing and I'm on vacation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like in normal life, I'm not just going to like book myself a massage.
Yeah.
I'd rather be doing other things with that hour.
I have on Wednesday a wax and then a facial.
That's nice.
I know. I think
I mean,
I'm
a
gonna
wax is
start-
not enjoyable.
No, it'll
but-
suck, but it'll be quick. But the facial, I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that, I think, once a month.
A facial is really nice.
Yeah.
I never do it and I need to do it.
I think same. I think I'm going to start doing that.
I want to do like microdermabrasion and
Yeah.
all the different. I want to do laser for my melasma. Like I want to do a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
to my face, but I have to be rich first.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, and then like once I'm not breastfeeding, like Botox will be in the rotation.
Yes, honey.
And then hopefully I still haven't heard back from the therapist that I called, but like therapy will be in the
therapy,
rotation.
Botox.
So there's
You'll
some
be like living like a real housewife.
I'm learning, I'm trying to figure out what self-care looks
See, but
like.
Botox takes 30 seconds. So it's not really self-care. It's self-care because it makes you feel good.
But it's just
The
like
results
doing-
of it make you feel good.
I think for a mom, though, self-care is literally just doing something that is selfish for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Whether that's like going, even if that's like taking yourself out to lunch by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know, if you like to garden, go do, it's just doing something that doesn't involve your kids.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's what the definition of self-care is as a mom. It's
This
doing
weekend
something-
I'm doing my friend's makeup. I'm doing Rachel's makeup for her wedding. And then I'm flying to LA and I'm going to
that's
be
this
with
weekend?
my girlfriends. So all my girlfriends, one of my best friends, Michelle, and then a bunch of my other girlfriends that I worked with at the Surly Goat in Los Angeles. We bartended together for like 10 years,
Yeah.
all of us.
Jeez.
No,
Bartended
like
for 10
so
years?
long. Oh, I bartended for longer than 10 years. Like I would bartend through when I wasn't on tour, I would bartend
I didn't know you did it that long.
off and on for 15 years.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I bartended. Well, when you're a musician,
Oh,
when,
yeah, it
when
makes
you're
sense.
not like making a lot of money or on tour, you're
Yeah.
fucking doing service
Oh
work.
yeah. It makes sense.
You know, like you're doing whatever you can because you don't want to get I call them real jobs.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a real job because then you can't go on tour.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So like you want to get a job where you can be like, I don't give a fuck about this job. Peace.
Yeah.
And at the Surly Goat, like it was a really popular bar in West Hollywood and all the girls became my best friends.
Yeah.
And the owners, I mean, I invested in the bar that they're opening here in Nashville.
Okay, yeah. I'm putting all the
Yeah.
pieces together. Okay.
So anyway,
Got it.
we all worked together forever. They saw me at my worst. They saw me when I was just drunk all the time. We were all drunk all the time, but dating everyone wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were just all such shit shows. And so and all of us have kids. Almost all of us have kids now.
Is
And
Michelle?
Michelle is pregnant with her second.
I don't think I knew that.
She's the photographer that did my maternity shoot. She
Oh.
is one of my really,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really close,
Okay.
one of my favorite people. She's really amazing. She decided to be a photographer kind of like, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or
Oh, that's
something,
cool.
or maybe more. Gosh, maybe it's been like 10 years. I don't know. But she does weddings and maternity and engagements. That's
Okay.
it. Very specific.
Yeah,
And she's booked all year.
that's amazing.
She makes a ton of
I was
money.
gonna say she's killing it then.
She is the breadwinner in her house,
Yeah.
and she's pregnant with their second kid. They're having another girl.
That's awesome.
But yeah, she's a fucking badass. But her and I were like messes at
Yeah.
this bar, just dating. We would be behind the bar, and sometimes there would be multiple guys in there that we were both like had dated at different times. And Michelle would be like, "Oh my god, like distract this guy because this other guy's over here. Like I don't know what to do. They're both in the same bar. Like
God.
yeah." Like fucking crazy shit where it was just always because when you bartend, everyone that you know comes to see you.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you're dating a guy
Right.
and you have an ex
Right.
that lives in town, they're still going to come to the bar
Yeah.
because all their friends go there.
Yeah.
And then you're dating someone new and it's like so awkward.
yeah.
So we were always dealing with stuff like that. And it was always just like fun and dramatic and you're in your 20s.
That
and,
is fun.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. I think I would have been such a good bartender because nothing lights me up more than just getting to hear somebody's business. And I'm so good. People
you're a
open up to me.
Me too. People tell me they're crazy.
Yes.
stories.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I would have leaned right on into that. I would have been wearing all the low cut push-up bra outfits.
Girl, I
working
wore
for it all.
I wore no clothing.
Yeah. I
I wore basically a bra with jean shorts.
in another
is my
life, I
outfit.
would have been a spectacular bartender.
Yeah,
And
I worked
would have
in New
loved
York
everybody's
too.
stories.
I worked at one place in New York where you could yell at the customers and you could be like,
that's
"You
wonderful.
motherfucker!" Like,
Oh, wow. So that
you
was
could
your
like
spot.
get on the mic and be like, "That motherfucker didn't tip." You know, you could just
So
like
you thrived there.
I thrived.
Yeah.
I worked at a bunch of places, but yeah. So we're having a little Goat Girl
forgot that was this
reunion.
weekend.
It's this weekend, so I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
What will
After
Morgan I do?
Megan. Well, you'll be okay. I'll be back Wednesday because I do want
You're
to
gone
see
that long?
Yeah, so one of my best. I know I say best friend a lot because I do have a lot of best girlfriends. Stephanie, who also has a baby, who's Farrah's age. I'm going to be staying with her too.
Okay, cool.
So when I go to LA, I have to either tell nobody that I'm there.
Yeah.
I lived there for 13 years.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm going to see a group of my girlfriends. Then I'm going to see Steph. I'm not going to tell anyone else.
Yeah.
And hopefully they won't look at their Instagram. I don't know. Whatever. But basically, the moral of the story is Nick told me to go because the girls were like, "Hey, we're doing
Yeah.
this thing." I didn't go to my friend Talia's bachelorette. I didn't go to her wedding. I wasn't able to. We weren't just in
Was
a
that
place.
the Mexico or the?
That was Italy and yeah. But
I'm thinking of Nick's friends.
and Nick just went away and saw his family for a weekend and he was like, "You should go." But already I'm like feeling like, oh, maybe I should cancel.
No, you should go.
I don't want to leave her that long.
You need to go.
I feel guilty. And Nick was like, "We'll be fine." But I'm just like, we're trying to save money and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "We got this on points." Like,
You need to go.
yeah.
It'll be good.
And
I'll be fine.
I honestly do really want to go because I do
Yeah.
miss these girls. I mean, my friend Alana will be there and Amber and Dana and Michelle. And it's just going to be super fun. Like we're just going to be drunk in an Airbnb.
Yeah. No,
Michelle won't because Michelle's pregnant, but all the rest of us.
Yeah.
And, I'm always trying to get pregnant. So if I will be pregnant, I won't know. I would probably find out while I'm there.
Okay. Well, you better call me if you find out.
Yeah. I mean, but I'll be like drinking, like.
Then just take a test when you get home.
Or should I just not take a test?
Take a test when you get home.
What's correct? What's like, you're not pregnant until you're pregnant.
Take a test when you get home. Right? Yeah. No, but like, you don't even.
If I start feeling like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, then I probably will like not be like binge drinking, obviously.
I think you just need to take a test when you get home regardless. You're going to want to be home with Nick. Just take a test when you get home.
That's true. Because we did the Mosie Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, we are trying everything because we're going to have to do IVF if it continues to not work. So we did this Mosie Baby insemination kit. And basically, on the 2 most fertile days, instead of just having... So we had normal sex for like my whole fertile window.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine asked me this the other day. She was like, do you have sex like just on your fertile days or the whole window? And I do it the whole window. Mm-hmm. So like my app will tell me like you're fertile from... It's really only a 48-hour window, but there's like 6 or 7 days where you should have sex because the sperm can live inside you for 5 days. Mm-hmm. So you want to start about 4 or 5 days before you ovulate and then have sex until 2 days after you ovulate. If you're really being thorough. Yeah. I mean, we've been trying for over a year.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we had normal sex in the beginning, and then the 2 days when you take an ovulation test and it's positive, which is a pretty short window for me. Those 2 days we did the Mosie Baby. So basically like he could just jerk off in a cup. Mm-hmm. Or what we did was have sex and then right before he goos, he would goo in the cup.
Right.
And then you take the goo and you take the syringe and you...
With your tongue?
No, you don't slurp it. You do it with this, like, it's a syringe.
Yeah.
And then you lay down and you stick it up all the way up and you shoot it up there. And then you lay there for 15 to 30 minutes. And one of the days, my friend Jess is going through a breakup. So she was at my house. So I did it while she was there. She didn't look, obviously. She was downstairs. But I was like, I got to get gooed. Yeah. And then I'll be back down.
Herbie.
She was like, cool. But she was like, you guys are going to conceive while I'm here. I can feel it.
Oh, okay, Jess.
Yeah. But I don't know. What I did realize, though, is that I can't find my cervix.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Have you ever stuck your finger up there and tried to find your cervix?
Nope.
Yeah, well, most women haven't.
Why? Can I just ask? I know why you would, but like...
Because a lot of women want to know their bodies.
Yeah.
I never have had a really good grasp on my vagina, I don't think.
I haven't either.
And I think that's bad.
Yeah, no, it's for sure bad.
Like, I think
we can add that to our self-care list.
Women should know their vaginas, right? We should know our bodies.
I don't know.
And we shouldn't be like ashamed to like know.
Yeah.
I think I just don't give a shit that much.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem is I'm like, whatever.
I don't either. It sounds like another thing that I have to do.
So when you watch like this Mosie Baby thing, you watch the tutorial with the woman who created it. Her and her husband struggled with infertility. Mm-hmm. So she created it. And she was like, one thing that women don't realize is that we don't know our bodies.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think that's true.
And I think that's also why a lot of women struggle with having orgasms is because a lot of women don't even know how to make themselves feel good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was fucking up there.
Yeah.
So you in order to find your cervix, you have to like sit. Some women it's low. Mine is literally all the way up. I can't find it. Nick found it. I still don't know where mine is, but Nick found it. He had to stick his long finger up there. And he was like, oh, it feels like a little donut.
Okay, that's because I'm sitting here thinking, how do you know when you find it?
Yeah, so it's all the way up there and it feels like a hard little donut. And then during ovulation, it feels like soft lips. So it softens to let the goo in. And But it's all the way up there. So I was like, okay, I could see how the penis, like having its little mushroom head, could maybe
its little mushroom head. You know that scene from what's that movie where they're talking about the penis and they're going like this?
No.
What is that movie? Bridesmaids.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is a penis.
Yeah.
That is a good. So it's little mushroom head. Like I got.
Oh, I'm never gonna look at Chase's penis.
I could see how if it's like going up there and goos, and then it kind of like pulls some of the goo out.
Yeah.
So with this Mosie, it really like.
Is it mushroom proof?
It's mushroom proof.
I'm never gonna unsee mushroom.
Well, Nick said it to me. Nick goes, I could see with like the mushroom head how it could pull things out.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have, I mean, either you're really fertile or you're 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's harder to get pregnant at my age.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we'd be having these problems 10 years ago. But you got to do everything that it takes. And so I feel like if it doesn't work this month, we'll try it one more time and then we'll do IVF.
Okay. So that's been the timeline?
The timeline is November. At the end of November, I would do IVF if nothing else has worked. Because that's when I'll be 41.
Right.
And so I don't want to be older than that.
Yeah.
So that's when I'll try it. And then if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And we adopt.
Yeah.
But that'll be my cutoff. Because like, I don't want to be fucking 43, 44. Like I know women do it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But so we did the Mosie Baby and we'll see.
Oh, I'm excited. I think you should wait to take a pregnancy test when you get home though.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you know if I'm feeling
you better
pregnant.
Like not to be psycho, but I better at least hear from you
obviously
every
all
day
of you
while you're
guys,
gone.
everyone in our group will have to know right away because for fuck's sake, I've talked about it enough.
I know. I'm also going to be texting you every day while you're gone. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Do you miss me?
Yeah. And I will miss you.
Do you want to know something really funny?
Yeah.
On the topic of just like men and goo. So Bill, by the way, we're referring to Bill because producer Morg is still sick. And so
she's been
producer
sick
Bill
she's been sick for weeks.
Sitting over here. She really has been though.
Yeah, no, literally.
Okay, so anyways, my Chase's family was over on Wednesday night. My father-in-law and his girlfriend, and then my brother and sister-in-law. And I don't know how it gets brought up. I think we were talking about somehow their honeymoon, my brother and sister-in-law, their honeymoon like couples massage got brought up, and it was like it's one of the funniest stories. I'm not going to tell that because that's not what it's about, but it was like a funny massage story, and then that led to my father-in-law telling a funny massage story that he had, and then it somehow like trickled into this like bizarre vasectomy story. Oh my god, I brought your birth up because he you know how your birth you had all the students in there that were like basically just fingering you the whole time.
Everyone fingered me, yeah.
Okay, one of my father-in-law, his best friend, he was in there.
He was there. He took a turn.
He remembers you.
Yeah.
He got a discount on his vasectomy. This was years ago, but he got a discount on it, and he tells the story is like, I didn't know what this discount was, but like it was a good deal, so I was gonna have it. So he said he got there for the vasectomy, and it's this massive room, and he's laying in. He's like, why is this room so big? It was a teaching vasectomy. So all these students were over here as he's just laying down with his like balls strapped to the table. Okay, anyway, so
God, that's good.
And then that led to
that happened to me with a UTI in New York. I had like 20 people.
That's horrible. I mean, I guess people got to learn some way.
Listen, if you're poor, you gotta let everyone get involved.
So anyways, this is like the chain of stories that led to this. So then I hear Chase and my brother-in-law Tyler, who I adore. He's one of my favorite humans in the entire world. He is having like a side conversation with Chase over here because we're still talking about whatever. And I hear Chase laugh so hard. And I was like, what just happened? And he said Tyler was bringing up Chase's vasectomy and was asking him something because we were talking about it with Chuck's friend. And he said Tyler looks at Chase and goes, so how many do you have left? And Chase was like, what do you mean? And Tyler goes, you got both your balls still? And Chase goes, yeah. And Tyler goes, they didn't cut them both off?
He thinks they cut your balls off?
Thought that a vasectomy.
He thought you're getting neutered?
Neutered.
He thought Chase got neutered.
Literally thought that they chopped Chase's balls off.
What if Chase got neutered?
Was laughing so
my
hard.
God.
He was laughing so hard. And Tyler was 26 years old when he learned that that's not what a vasectomy is.
Grown men don't get neutered. Yeah.
Neutered. And Chase looks at him and goes, dude, have you never been in the men's locker room at the Y? He was like, do you see a bunch of just ballless men walking around?
Yeah, a lot of people get vasectomies.
I'm not looking at men's penises. But we were laughing so hard.
Good.
Yeah.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you just don't know if you don't know, but how brutal would that be if you had your balls literally
my
cut
father-in-law
off?
looked at Tyler and was like, is this not the best day of your life? Like,
yeah, are you not so
why are you
happy?
not jumping for joy?
Yeah.
And Tyler was like, well, I just kind of accepted. He was like, I guess if all the other men did it, then I was going to have to.
Oh my God.
So funny.
I feel like I'm hearing about so many vasectomies. My youngest brother just had one.
I feel like it's because we're like, this is the age where people are done having kids, right?
I think like we're in a world where people don't want more than 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like I think, there are still those like hippy dippy people on Instagram with like 10 kids.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's an expensive world. It's a dangerous world. And it's just a world where people are like, I don't want 5 kids.
Yeah.
And men are getting vasectomies because also men are feminists now. And they're like, I'm not going to make you go through everything. I'm going to have to go through something myself.
Oh, we didn't have that
women
discussion.
could have their tubes tied,
like,
or women can,
Yeah.
What happens? What happens to women? It's their tubes tied.
Tubes. I don't know what the exact.
I don't know what that
is,
means.
I just know vasectomy.
But I know vasectomy is something that a man can do, and women are the ones that have to do everything.
Yeah.
Up until that point,
a man, unless there is a medical reason,
a man should absolutely do this, unless they are not sure if they want more kids.
Also, can I just, for the women that don't know, we just went through this we're almost in the clear. So I think it's been almost 3 months ago. We didn't waste any time. They don't send men home with painkillers. Like it is that little of a procedure. They do not.
They give you like Motrin.
No, and not even. They give them Valiant, whatever the anti-anxiety medicine is. They give them one.
It's for their anxiety.
One before. And then, so
funny.
get this, Chase, before he went, sorry, Chase, I love you. He thought that the little one pill that he had was pain medicine, which like they don't give you one. Like we should have known that it was, you know? And so he was like, I'm going to save that.
It's for their brains.
It's for their brains. He was like, I'm going to save this for after. And he said, my buddy, because we found this vasectomist, that's not what they're called, but whatever. Yeah. This vasectomist through a friend.
Yeah.
And he was like, get the laughing gas. And so Chase was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the laughing gas. And then I'll just take the pain pill when I get home. And so he gets there and he says this woman is working. What's like, why is a woman working the desk? I mean, I don't know, whatever. So this woman's working the desk and he's like getting ready to go back and he's filling out the paperwork. And I think it says like, you can check for laughing gas or whatever. And it's an extra charge. And he was like, oh, so laughing gas doesn't come with it. And she goes, oh, baby, you don't need the laughing gas. And he was like, he said he literally looks at her and he goes, yes, I do. And she goes, I promise you, you don't need the laughing gas. And he was like, I would like to get the laughing gas. And so like in front of all these people, a woman is telling him that he doesn't need it.
No, you're
So he gets
good.
the laughing gas. So he goes in there and he's like all strapped in or whatever. And he's just sitting there puffing the laughing gas. And he says it took forever. It took the doctor so long to get in there that the automatic lights went off. And so he's just laying there with his balls out, just like trying to like trip the lights back on, puffing laughing gas. And so he keeps puffing it and puffing. He's like, he says he's pinching himself. And he's like, I can still feel this. Like, what's going to happen? And so he's like going, like treading this line of like being really high from the laughing gas and then being scared because he can still feel things. So the doctor finally gets in there and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I can still feel. He was like, I've been puffing this stuff and I can still feel things. And the doctor was like, that's for anxiety. Laughing gas isn't numbing.
Not for pain, yeah. Because they numb your balls.
They stick something in. Yeah. So that's where the numbing comes in.
Yeah. And it probably hurts, the needle.
But then, yeah, I'm sure it does. I do feel bad for him for that. But he literally this whole time is trying to like numb himself with laughing gas. He's getting so high. Also thought that the pill that he was supposed to take prior to the appointment was pain medicine.
Yeah, it was anxiety.
Didn't take it before.
Yeah. So he was just sitting there anxious as fuck.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So women, tell your men to take the pill because it's not for pain med.
Yeah. And they'll numb your balls when you get there. Mm-hmm. Don't worry.
And that's that.
Speaking of like when a random person works a job that should not be working there, I once went to get a spray tan in LA and it was a man. And I was like, hey, I'm here to get...
And he was straight?
Yeah. And I was like, hey, I'm here to get... And you're like literally bent over in their face.
Yeah.
Like your ass is in their face. And so we went back to the room and I was like, okay, who's going to do the spray tan? And he was like, it's me. And I was like, no, you're not. And he was like, yeah, I'm the one that does it. And I was like, are you straight? And he was like, yeah. I was like, no, you're not. And I left.
Good for you.
But how fucking
really
weird.
That's really weird.
I was like, this is like, what is this?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Like, is this like am I being punked?
Yeah, is this like some kinky tanning salon?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not showing you like, I'm not bending over in your face for you to spray tan me, really you straight man. I was like, no.
Yeah, good for you.
My friend Kim did it. I was like, bitch, you're on your own.
Desperate for the tan.
I was like, honey, you're on your own. All right, we got to wrap this up. Let's do our question. What do you want to know? The question is, how do you know if you're done having babies? You guys, the listeners, you guys ask these questions. So, how do you know if you're done having babies?
Oof. I feel like I'm stumped, but I've always known that I wanted to. I don't know how to answer this. I've always
I don't either. I mean, I'm just old as shit, so I'm done because I'm wanting to not be done. But
I think I kind of differ in this than a lot of women because I know there are a lot of women that like have had a few and see a newborn and they're like, I need it again, and I don't have that.
I don't feel that,
especially after Wyatt.
Newborns.
I think that Wyatt, my dad just last week when he was over, was like, how many people do you think thought they were going to have a third or a second or whatever, but then had a colicky baby and decided not to? And I was like, if we had been on the fence, I'm sure we would have. Yeah, that would have sealed the deal. I don't know. I mean, I think in my conversation was, we both were, we just both had one sibling. So we're used to what that's like. My brother's my very best friend. He's super close with his sister. Both of our parents were they had one sibling. Well, no, his dad had more.
What do you mean your brother's super close with his sister?
My brother is my best friend. And then when I said I was referring to Chase. Chase is really close.
I was like, does he have another sister?
No, Chase is really close with his sister.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've always just thought too, Chase has kind of like talked about having 3 before. And my argument with 3 is I feel like there's always one kid that's left out. Like you've heard of like middle child syndrome?
Yeah.
I think it's a real thing. Good or bad. I'm not saying it's either or, but I do think that with 3, there's always one that's kind of left out.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a big argument, but a big discussion, but I don't know. I think that we just knew we wanted to. I've never really been like, I have to have a little girl. Like I've kind of always wanted to be a boy mom, and I have 2 boys. So
I wanted a girl so bad. I feel like if I had a boy, I would be desperately trying to have a girl just because I knew I wanted a girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do want a boy.
Yeah.
I know Nick does.
I do see you having another boy. Mm-hmm.
If I got pregnant, you think it would be a boy?
I hope so. I mean, I will love her if it's a girl.
I feel like it could totally be a girl. But yeah, I don't know. I don't
really. That's a really good question, and I wish I had a better answer. Maybe the answer is you don't. I mean,
maybe you don't. I think some women just really have baby fever, and I'm not one of those women. I don't love the baby phase.
Nope.
So it's not something that I crave when I see other people's babies. I'm not like, ooh, I need that.
Need to hold.
I love kids. Like I love, even though they're terrible right now in their 2s, they're also so fun. So
They're
I
so
really
fun.
love this phase a lot more than I loved
Yeah.
baby.
I think that regardless of how you decide you're done, it's a really big conversation with your partner.
Yeah.
I do think that. Like that was because if Chase had been, because we both were very like, we're done.
Yeah.
And especially like birth again this time, like we lost Wyatt's heart rate again. And
Yeah. So
I remember in the middle of that happening, I looked at Chase through tears and I said, we're done. I said, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah. So traumatic.
Yeah. And he was like, no, we're done.
Yeah.
And then Wyatt happened and we were like,
Oh yeah. If you have when you have
schedule,
that's why
scheduled a vasectomy.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think that it's a big conversation with your partner, and as adamant as I have been kind of my whole life about just having two, if Chase had wanted three, I wouldn't have fully closed the door. Like it would have been.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess, but I also feel like the woman does have the final say because again, it is her body. So if the woman wants two and the man wants three, I think that it's fair to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry,
really feel
buddy.
like that's an answer, but
I think you just know, or you don't have a choice.
yeah,
You can't have any more.
yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. We love you guys, and cheers
to figuring out what self-care is.
Bye.
Rock, rock, rock me, mama.